Hello, 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 Lonnie. Hopefully that's you that's come back. Um, Hold on, let me put up that message. Good morning, greetings, or whenever you watch this replay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you watch it. Lonnie said, "You better recap, Miss Cruiser, because I couldn't watch the whole thing." And that's the perfect comment to start out. Hey, the old black church. Hey, Angie James. So, and what was said? Hey, sugar. So we're gonna do the recap, and y'all, I'm almost didn't do the recap, and y'all know I like to be honest with y'all. If I'm upset, I say upset. If I'm annoyed, I say I'm annoyed. If whatever I feel like, I come out here and I be honest with y'all because I just feel like I'm just too old to be pretending like something didn't bother me if it did or whatever. So let me just tell y'all. Before I get to the recap, let me say this. What my title say? I'll recap, darn it. I ain't never told y'all nothing different. I recap. Now, I can be stubborn. If I feel like somebody don't want me to talk about them or don't want me to do something, I'm like, bump it, I won't. Just like that. Just like that. Because I feel like if I ever come out here and say, please leave me alone, don't talk about me, I want you to do just that. So I extend the same courtesy. Hey, Truck, how you doing, sugar? Hey, CH. Hey, good morning. Hey, J Parrish. Hey, love. So I do the same thing. If somebody, gives me the impression or some type of feeling that they don't want me to talk about them, I won't. Even in my recaps, I'll skip it. Or if I feel like somebody's pressuring me into saying, like, let me do my thing. I know what I want to do and don't want to do. I know what I can do and I can't do. I know which direction I want to go. So I could be stubborn in that. So last night, I really said, bump this, I'm on vacation. Which I am. My vacation started officially when I logged off of. Thank you, sugar. Thank you. Get those likes up. Stop acting like Alice in Wonderland. Oh God. Shout out to William. William gave us a lot of good sayings. Y'all staring at me like Alice in Wonderland. Get them likes up. Oh God. Anyway, thank you for that. What was said. So yeah, I started saying, I ain't recapping this. I was even shocked at Sean. I said, Sean, I ain't recapping none of this. But I thought about it and I changed my mind, and I'm gonna say why. So the video, Conscious TV went live either Wednesday or Thursday. He did an interview, a second interview with a former, I think the guy was a drummer and he maybe did some other things for Zoe Ministries. And prior to that, he did an interview with some ex-employees. And to me, and I could be wrong, but to me, Conscious TV seemed a little pissed that the YouTubers in this area was not recapping or talking about what about those interviews and things. It seems like I could be wrong, but it seems like he was a little bump y'all. He came off and bump y'all. Y'all don't want to recap it, bump it, bump you. I'll do it. I don't need you, And listen, and it wasn't nothing that he said that was untrue. He get a lot of numbers. So he certainly don't need somebody like myself who come on here and do this part time. I'm not going to say it's a hobby because I get those Google AdSense, and they send out that document at the end of the year, that they want me to file on my taxes, that which increases my tax liability. So I dare not call this or identify this as a hobby because of a rule that went in 2018 for the IRS that said is if something, if the IRS considers something a hobby, you cannot do any expenses speak against it. You got to claim it all and not claim any expenses against it. So it's not a hobby. Is a, I would say it's a part-time gig. Okay. I do this as a part-time gig. So yeah, Conscious seemed a little pissed off that, people wasn't, recapping the information that was being put out about Jordan. And then hey Riri, hey Sugar. And then Thais last night kind of gave the impression that he didn't want to recap. He didn't want to recap. That was the impression I got last night. He said, I'm out here now. I'm telling my audience now, so they don't have to go see one of those recappers, one of those people that just repeat what they heard. It was a little bit of shade in that. I didn't take offense to it because I know who I am and what I am, but it was some shade in that. Well, I mean, if I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong, but it did seem that way. He said, Conscious TV said, we talk about everything else. When stuff put out on Larry, we talk about that. But y'all don't want to come out here and talk about Bishop Jordan. He was he wasn't too happy with that. It seemed like when he was too happy with that. And like I said, last night, Thais seemed very not wanting, it's like, don't come out here and do no recap on it. I'm gonna tell my people what was said because you repeaters. It's like, and like I said, I felt a little shade in that. I didn't get offended. You can sense shade and not get offended. I didn't get offended because I know who I am. So at first I was like, bump that. I listen when I come out here and do a video. The reason why I'm doing a video at 7 a.m. in the morning is because I have to squeeze these suckers in. I be squeezing them in on my lunch hour. I be squeezing them in when I be finding time right here and there. I'm obviously finding time to do this. So like, I got other things to do. I got a flight to catch today. If the Lord says the same. I got a flight to catch today. I got things to do. I'm on vacation. And when I'm not on vacation, I'm working. And listen, and I'm going to get to the recap. Y'all give me about 3 minutes. My job leaves no time for research. Hey, Catherine Powell, thanks for coming in, Sugar. My job don't leave no time for research. Thais do good research, a lot of research. I enjoy his lives, his broadcast. I enjoy it very much. He did a very good one. Oh, it was so good the other day. And the guests that came up, I can't remember their name. Even the guy that I didn't agree with. I would love to talk about that video. But I can't, but because I was going on vacation and only working 2 days this week, I had to get a lot of things done, before I went. And, so I wasn't able to talk about it. Like I said, I have to do this when I can squeeze it in. I don't have time because I have a full-time job. I don't have the luxury of time to put into researching. I do a lot of research on my job. My job is not a simple job. I don't work a simple job. I don't work a thoughtless job. I don't work a job that don't take a lot of thought. There have been people that over the years, I've told y'all many times that come this April, I'll be there 20 years. And over the 20 years, I've seen in my department, the company I work for, people have been there longevity. Like they have the ability to have people who've been there longevity. When I first started in my department, there was people who worked there, had been there 37 years and 30 years. It was one lady named Katie used to tell me all the time, Geneva, I've been here longer than you've been born. And she was right about it. She had been working for that company longer than I had been born. And she used to remind me every time it was time to be for vacation, she would let me know that. But along with that, in my department, I have seen people come and go because honestly, I promise y'all before the Lord, I promise y'all before the living God, It's not an easy thing. What I do is not easy. Now, it's easy for me because I've been there for so long, but it's not easy. It's a lot. It's a lot to remember, a lot to know what to go get, a lot to research, and you cannot. There's not a lot of room for error at all. So, what I do in my hustles, it's got to be simple. It's got to be thoughtless. It's got to be something that I can hit and go, especially since I'm squeezing it in. Hey, Bonneville, thank you for coming in. Like I said, there have been people that started with my department, and I could tell they ain't gonna last, and they didn't. I don't even submit names to memory until about 6 months. Until then, there's one coworker that watched me. Hey, girl, hey. I don't know whether she still watched me or not, but she I know she watched me because she says Miss Cruiser in our meetings sometime. Y'all don't know Miss Cruiser, so she watched me. Hey, girl, y'all don't know Miss Cruiser. Anyway, she says that, so she watched me, and she teases me because she says when I first started in this department, she called me new girl, and I said that's right, you new girl, you new guy. Until I know you're going to stay. I don't even submit no new names to no darn memory because, honey, it ain't my job is not for the weak. So I say all that to say, did I hear when Thais was, saying about the recappers and whatever, did I see it as somewhat of shade? Yes. Did I take offense? No, because I know who I am and I know why I'm here and I know what I do. Good morning, Gabal. Did I say good morning? Good morning, sugar. I know who I am. I know what I do. And I know why I'm here. So I took it as shade, but I didn't take it as offense because even turning on my camera, I've told y'all numerous times, Now you might see me with my camera on this weekend if I come live. And speaking of that, my goals are, and I think I already got one goal. Thank you. What was said. I already got one goal, but I have $5 goals. If I reach my goals, I will come on this weekend. Now, if I come on this weekend, more than likely I'll be able to turn my camera on. Why? Because I'm away from everything that might show anything that represent where I work. And I don't do that because I'm not supposed to mix this with that. I have everything in my house. I've been there 20 years, so everything in my house have some type of logo on it. I got shirts with logo on it, mugs with logo on it, all kinds of things. So I don't turn my camera on for that reason because I don't want to I want to keep this separate from that. Okay. So I know who I am. I know what I do. I know what I'm here for. I am a recapper. So what I do on here, on here, it has to remain simple. Now, when I retire, which is coming soon, some people might say, well, 5 years ain't soon. 5 years is soon in comparison to 20 years. 5 years is soon in comparison to somebody who might have 10 years to go. So when I retire, I have things, I want to remain on social media as a content creator. And there's two things I want to do. One is travel. Y'all give me 3 more minutes. I'm about to get through this recap. Y'all, thank you for your patience. One is travel vlog. I want to be able to travel vlog in the right way. Right now, when I go on vacation, I don't want to be editing and vlogging and getting this and getting that. I want to be enjoying my vacation. So I might jump on and show something and jump off, but I'm not going to do it in the way that other bloggers do it because I don't have time because I want to actually enjoy my vacation. So that's one thing I want to do when I retire, travel vlog the correct way, fully. The second thing I want to do when I retire is talk about some very interesting incidents without using, of course, any names or any demographics or anything like that. But I want to tell some stuff that I've seen, I've experienced, I've done over the past, then it'll be 25 years, if the Lord says the same. I want to talk about it. It was something happened today that I wanted to talk about. I was like, oh, let me write this down because when I retire, I'm going to tell this. I'm going to tell this. But I can't tell it right now. But I want to do that because what I do is vlog worthy. It's interesting. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. And it's blog worthy, but I can't do it right now. So that is that. So what do I do right now? Right now, I recap. On social media right now, I recap, I summarize, I repeat the main points of previous discussions, events, and explanations. That's what I do. Why do I do it? Why is that currently what I offer? Why? Because that's what my subscribers want. The first comment that came in here this morning was Lonnie saying this, you better recap, Miss Cruiser, because I couldn't watch the whole thing. I recap 4 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours videos, kind of giving people where to go, what to watch, because folks don't want to sit up and watch no 2 and 3 hour videos. Even the folks who do 2 and 3 and 4 and 6 hour videos, they don't want to sit up and watch 2 hour videos. They want to know what's the points, what's the timestamp, where should I go? You know, unless they sat and watched the whole thing. There have been videos I sat and watched. Thais' video the other day, I sat and watched every drop of it. That was a good freaking live. He was basically talking about the guy who went over to New Birth and why that wasn't good for us as Black folk and for a Black church and Black spaces. And the conversation went a lot of places. It was good live, and people came up on the panel and talked about it. There was an opposing view of a guy who is a orange guy, a rump supporter. It was a good video from beginning to end. It was a good video. So there are times when I can watch a video 1 hour, 2 hour longs that keep my attention, and then but most videos, no, it's not. It's not going to keep my it really not. Riri said, especially if it's certain content creators, right? I mean, that's just true. That's just true. Cruiser, to my knowledge, you were here before some of these content creators. And with that being said, everyone has their own way of doing their content. Please continue to do your commentary your way. Yeah. And I had to come to that. I had to come to that, you know, when I got over myself, because I'm a prideful helper. Because really, I enjoy doing this. I enjoy my subscribers. I enjoy coming over here. But I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to do this money-wise. Thank you, Jesus. And I promise you that before Jesus. I ain't got to do this money-wise. And I ain't got to do this as far as I ain't got nothing else to do. I really don't. I literally squeeze these in. I got a whole job. I got a whole family. I got parents, mom and dad. I got 3 sisters. I got a grandson. that over the past 2 weeks, I haven't seen a whole lot. I scheduled, my grandson be having a schedule. You know, he little boy, he's 2 years old, be having a schedule. He got to go see that other woman. That's his other grandma. That's why I call her that other woman. He got to go see that other woman that's 2 hours away, and he stays the weekend there. You know, he got to spend time with his daddy. You know, so I don't get to see him as much. I got 3 kids. You know, some weeks I see my kids a couple of times a week. Some weeks I don't see my kids at all because they don't live in the same city as me. So I ain't got to do this. So I get stubborn times. I'm like, bump all that. But anyway, I'm here to do the recap. And she that other woman. She that other woman in my grandson's life. Actually, she and I get along pretty good. We not pretty good. We get along good. I can tell y'all a funny story. I can tell y'all a funny story. Me and her get along good. We get to laughing and talking about them kids like, what are they doing? Girl, what the kids doing? Girl, I don't know. You know, we be picking at our own kids, her son and my daughter, like they new parents. You know, my daughter is 29 years old. And of course, yeah, I only have one grandchild. So this is her first child. She's 29 years old. And his dad is 32 years old. And his first child. He don't have no other children. And so it's like, look at these new parents. And they think because they old, you know, they ain't no teenagers. They ain't 24. You know, they 30, and you know they don't know what they're doing. They think they know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So me and the other grandma be laughing at them. And she's a nice lady, very nice lady. She's a prophet. We be talking about prophets on here. She's a prophet. She's a prophet and a pastor. And she also she have homeless. She have at this point I think she have 3 and she's building more places for the homeless. Very interesting lady. But anyway, Nicole said I'm getting ready to get to the recap now, y'all. Ty would definitely Ty would definitely be in shady, being shady. But if you ask him face to face, he will always be, that's not what I meant, or wasn't talking about you, or there is a deflection. Exhibit A, AT2 live. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that live. Yeah, you got to use that other woman, them other people. Let me tell you this. See, Lonnie is the reason why I can't get to the recap. Let me tell you, my husband and the other guy, the other granddaddy, we're gonna call him the other guy, got into it. They used to, when they first met, they got along very well. They used to play chess. They used to if he came into town, they would talk about golf. They was talking about going golfing, but I don't think they ever got to go golfing. Well, they got into it. I ain't gonna go into any details, but they got into the argument because they was dumb enough to jump into an argument with the parents of our grandkids, my daughter and my grandson's dad. They were dumb enough to get into a dispute that they had instead of minding their own business, like me and the other grandma do. We mind our own business and talk behind our kids' back, like look at them. But the granddaddies didn't. Them granddaddies was going at it. I called her. I said, girl. I think I think they about to have a geriatric fight. She talking, girl, what? I said, they going off. I think, it's going to be some cane swinging and some Geritol. Anyway. So I'm sure my husband think of the other guy is that other dude. The other dude. They ain't made up. They ain't made up yet. This was about a year ago. They ain't made up yet. It's so funny. Me and her was laughing at them jokers. I said, girl, she told me, well, I think he might get the best of it. I was like, girl, a year ago, he might have got the best of him, but with his back hurting and them bad knees, anyway, get to the cruiser. We ain't here to hear all that. We here to hear the doggone recap. What Demetria said. Larry played and continued to play Ty like Ty, but he became really mean in honor of Larry. Well, let's do the recap, y'all. It's time for the recap. If y'all can hit that like button for me, I really, really appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all patience with me. Y'all be having so much patience with me. But let's get on to this what we here for, what we come around here for. We came here for the recap, so that's what we gonna do. Hey Matt, how you doing, sugar? So last night, Conscious TV went live with Larry, and in Conscious TV Live, they said that although they could, they're not going to do any more commentary, or they're going to leave this whole thing alone. They said if Bishop Jordan leaves it alone, they being Conscious TV and Larry is also going to leave it alone. They said if what's Bishop Jordan's son name? Manasseh. And Manasseh give it a break. And they said Manasseh sometimes the problem. They said Manasseh give it a break. They will. There was some talk about what if they don't and all that, but they said we ain't playing no audios. They said more audios come out. Y'all know I said no audio, no commentary. Now I meant that. When I said no audio, I did a video way back when they first started saying something about some emails. Y'all know I did a video that said no audio, no commentary. And I meant that. But they said they ain't gonna put the audio out. I think Thais feel like the audio's still coming out. And some people feel like the audio's still coming out. But Thais said last night to Larry Kane was over in his chat. And Thais said the audio's coming out. And Larry said, no, it's not. And then Larry said, only about 5 people got it. Thais said, if 5 people got it, they done shared it with somebody. And I agree, but ain't gonna be no audio. And basically, they said, let's end this. Let's, Jordan stop. Reed and his folk gonna stop. That's pretty much what now I was told there was some more discussion after that, but I didn't stay through all the discussion. I stayed through discussion where they were saying that, let's just dead all this. Let's just, let's just wave the flag. That's pretty much, where it ended. So that is what they are saying that is going to happen. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. He went last night in the comments. What you mean, Demetrius? And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. They put everything running all together. What you mean he went in the comments? Lonnie said, have LR been over to Ty? I don't watch him. So so that's what Demetrius is answer that. He was in the comments last night. He was in Thais's comments last night. He was over his channel last night. Let me tell y'all something, and I may be wrong. Listen, I'm just speculating because I don't know any of these people. I ain't never met none of them. I ain't never met Larry. I ain't never had a conversation with him ever. Not on a video. Not in a chat. Not in a comment. I ain't never met. Don't know. Never met. Don't even follow Bishop Jordan either. Ain't never had a conversation with him. Not in a chat. Not on a lot. None. I don't know Thais. I'm cool. We cool. I go over there. I enjoy his show, but I don't know him. I don't know Conscious TV. I enjoy Conscious TV show. Be all down in the bushes, getting my good giggle on, enjoying his show, and we'll continue to. Don't know him. Don't know Jives. I don't know St. James. When St. James first came out, I was his top fan, number one fan. I like to say I was the first one, but I don't know him. So I don't know these people. So what I say is just commentary. It's just speculation. Okay. So if y'all are expecting a public falling out of Larry and Thais, you may be disappointed. And I know for entertainment purposes, people probably expect one based on what we're seeing. People probably want one because it's entertaining. But if y'all are expecting a public, where we can see it, falling out of Thais and Larry, you're going to be disappointed. And I say that based on how I see Thais move. I say that based on Larry's not one to come out here beefing with folk. I mean, like, he ain't one coming out here looking to beef with people. Now, have things come out? Yeah, that whole Buddha thing came out because Buddha brought it out here. So eventually he had to address it. In my opinion, y'all can correct me. Y'all can have a different opinion. Larry responds. He don't kick it off. And he responds when he got to. And so from what I see from these two guys, if you're looking for them to have a public falling out, a mad day, we're not going to get it. We're not going to get it. Okay. Let me see what else y'all said before I move on. Riri said, exactly. We are not interested if there's no audio. And I know that's disappointing for some people, that the YouTubers and even the subscribers, because that comment came from a subscriber, is not interested without the audio. I know it is, but it's just that way. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. When and I want to, Buddha is at peace. He don't want none of this, so I don't want to say his name too much because I want to respect that. But when Buddha came out here, Buddha had that recorded. He recorded Larry when they were sitting in the car having that conversation, and he had that. So we had something to put to it. No audio, no commentary. Um, so that is that. Um, so Lonnie asked, did Larry Reed stop going over there for a period of time? That's what was said. So somebody said that he did. Demetria said Larry is messy. He said on CTV and shaded Ty. Did he? Now I didn't stay, like I said, I was last night I was packing. Do y'all travel? Y'all like y'all house like deeply clean, like clean a certain way? Like you want to come back to just freshness. You want to come back to just freshness, like I'm home, look at everything, all my beautiful things. So last night I was packing and doing some stuff around the house while I was listening. So I went over there and went over to Thais's. So I didn't catch the whole thing. So did he? Did he shade Thais? That's from the chat. That's coming from the chat, y'all, because I didn't catch that. Lonnie, it seemed that way, but Larry and Thais both came out and said they have no issues. Demetria said, I believe Ty is hurt and trying to save face because how hard he went for Larry. And let me say this, Thais is already, before y'all could make a comment and give your comments, because that's another reason why I'm here, to do the recap and let everybody be heard. Like if you go over to certain chats, you ain't gonna be sitting in there twerking up in their chat saying what you want to say. You're gonna get timed out. And because I like to not really have no sides, although people will probably say, "Oh, you got a side, Cruz." Okay, you can believe that. You have a right to believe that, but I like to give a place where people can come and give their opinion on what they saw. And here's the thing, because Thais was pre-mad at the subscribers giving their opinion at what they saw. Y'all already haters. Y'all already this and y'all already that. But when you bring it out here, there's a saying that Jay Wilson say, if you bring it on YouTube, we gonna talk about it. Like, I'm not peeping into none of your nobody's private situations. That's why I'm not a member of any Patreons or any memberships, because I'm not peeping behind the wall, to see what it is. But if you bring it out here in the public for all of us to see, we're going to have opinion about it. And we may say, now our opinion about it may not match what you were doing. It may not match what you actually felt. It might not match, but that's what that's the perception that the people came away with. That's just it. And Demetrius came away with the perception that Ty is hurt and trying to save face because how hard he went for Larry. Riri said, and I think that's why they mad. No one was recapping. They were looking at those numbers. So now all of a sudden they want to wave the white flag, child, please. And his numbers was good. Really, honestly, Conscious TV didn't need for anybody to recap. I think those videos got what, 6,000, 7, and I'm taking a guess, but hell, right by now they probably got about 10,000 views on it. What you need? Don't need me to recap. I get on an average video, depending on what it is, I might get 800. At the end of the day, 800. You don't need me. Listen, I know what I do over here, who I am over here, what my numbers is. I know I can run it up if I want to. I can run it up if I want to, but I know what it is. So who names me? Let me do me. Let me do. And I'm sure he wasn't referring to me. I'm sure he was referring. I could pinpoint to who. He might have been referring to me just the itty titty bit, but he was really referring to some of the others. But yeah. But Riri, do you think that's why they waved the white flag? You think that's why? She said, child, please. Lonnie says, yes, Miss Cruz, I like to come home to a clean house. Is that, honey? Fresh sheets on the bed, all that. My little blankie, fresh and everything. Ty said that Larry said that he sent recordings to 5 content creators that were not trustworthy. He said that they were not. What was the word he used? Y'all give me the word he used, because I looked it up last night. They kept saying it over and over again. I said, let me look it up and make sure what they're saying is what I knew what it meant, but I said, let me, because I was thinking it meant in the political arena, what they were saying. I'm trying to remember the exact phrase that they were saying. But last night when they kept saying it, I'm like, that's in the political arena. But yeah, and I'm gonna get to what the exact phrase in a minute. Catherine Powell says that's exactly what Jay Wilson said. If you put it on YouTube, we're gonna talk about it. That's how he said it. You put it on YouTube, we're gonna talk about it. Do Jesus. You got to put it. Do Jesus. Mm-hmm. I'm here for my coin. Coins keep me here. Jay Wilson. Shout out to Jay Wilson. Matt said he is hurt. I agree. Now, last night, and I don't want to get too far into my recap before I get to my recap, but last night, you know, when Marcellus and then AT2 said that he said he was hurt, he said, I didn't say that. And I was thinking, yes, you did. You did say that. I remember what I was doing when you said that. I was standing in my kitchen, sweeping the floor, thinking about whether I was going to mop it or going to call somebody in while I was gone to come in and do my mopping for me. I remember exactly what I was doing when you said that hurt me. I remember exactly what I was doing. Now, what context or context you said it in is another thing, but we're going off what you said, sir. We're going off what you said. That they must be trustworthy because they haven't leaked it. Well, they don't have the audio. They don't have the audio. To my understanding, only Conscious TV have the. Well, he said, well, no. They said other five. He said he said that five other. I don't know whether he said five other people have it or heard it. Because I think at this point, a lot of people have heard it. But I know some people that heard it, but I don't know whether he said have or heard. But whatever it is, we ain't. According to them, we're not going to hear it, so that's fine. And listen. Let me say this: I'm okay with them waving the white flag. I think it's time to move on anyway. I think it's time to move on and move forward anyway. I'm okay with moving on away from the Larry Reed, Bernard Jordan story. I'm okay with, Lord knows I'm okay with moving away. I mean, if some more stuff come out, like I listen, I was in Thais chat last night and I said, Thais chat, listen, I'm going on vacation. My daughter told me no YouTube, and I don't know why she told me that, because she gonna be running around with her friend. She got friends going on this cruise. As soon as them friends, I don't know what they check in time is, but as soon as they check in, honey, she gonna be like, all right, mama, I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna get with you. And I ain't gonna see her till it's time, until she comes to the cabin. I don't even know why she playing with me, telling me what I can't do. But I told him, I said, my daughter said no YouTubing, but if something juicy happened, I'm going to find me a quiet corner. I'm going to find Catherine Powell. You know where I'm going. If something juicy happened and I got to hit this, live button, where I'm going. Let me read this comment, then I'm going to tell y'all where I'm going. Ty and Larry probably won't fall out openly, but based on Ty live last night and from what being observed, their relationship definitely changed downward. I can agree with that. Let me tell y'all where I'm going. Catherine gonna understand this. I'm going to the library. If something juicy pop off that is worthy of me recapping, I'm going to the library. Y'all will see me in the library. And Catherine know why I say the library. The library on the cruises, which they've stopped putting libraries on cruises. The new ships they're building now, and when they taking them into dry dock and refurbish them, they're taking the libraries out. But the older ships still have the library. The library is quiet. You ain't got to. There's anytime you're walking around the cruise, unless you're in your cabin, they're playing music, all kinds of stuff. But the library is quiet in there. And there ain't too many people in there, like almost never anybody. Anyway, Riri said, yep, I do. They want to keep this story in a rotation, but because we aren't biting, they want to call a ceasefire. Yeah, I don't know why. They did. I just know they did. I mean, you know, a lot of things I speculate on. I try to take a guess at why. With this, I don't know why. I don't know why. But they did. I don't know what caused the white flag, but we got the white flag. But I'm certainly interested in what you. Hey, AT2. Hey, friend. We're going to get to your video, sure. We're going to get over there. We're going to get over there. Lonnie says it's a waste of space. Lonnie said, do you go to the library? Don't nobody in the library on cruise ship. Let me explain that why that's funny to me. Why that's funny to me. Catherine said, I knew it, the library. so Jay Wilson, who I just talked about, shout out to you, Jay Wilson. He did a group cruise, a YouTube cruise, and the people in the beef sector said all he did was hide in the library. They kept saying he was hiding in the library because in the beef sector, this was a cruise that people from the beef sector went on, and it was a lot of his people went on it. But there was some other people from some other squads that went on it too. It was a surprise guest that was his ops that went on it. That was like surprise, surprise, surprise. It's a whole thing, y'all, and y'all know if it's kind of messy, I'm all hooked up in it. If it's a little messy, I'm all hooked up in it. But it was somebody who was like, surprise, surprise, which caused me a rift between me and Jay Wilson because I came really by mistake. It was really by oopsie that somebody told me that this surprise was going to show up on the cruise. And it was the reason they were coming because they thought they was going to meet another content creator, and that content creator got sick, and some incidents happened, and they couldn't make it, and that's why. And so I wasn't going to reveal the whole thing because I would have gave that surprise away, which was not related to the cruise, and I would have just been telling something that wasn't my business to tell. But anyway, so Jay Wilson got upset with me because I ain't tell him that the surprise. But the point is that the surprise came on. These two guys don't get along, and everybody was saying that Jay Wilson was hiding on the whole cruise in the library. Anyway, that's not church sector. That's that beef sector over there. But so that's why it's funny to me that it said I'm going to be in the library. Well, yeah, if something happened, I'm being in my library. Hey, KJ Muscle. What you say, Lana? They said Jay stayed in the library the whole cruise. I watched that. They said he was scared. Child. Ooh, that was one for the books. That was one for the books. Let me tell you something. The beef sector got some history. You hear me? Not just so he said, she said, recap. No, we got some history. Baby, let me tell y'all something. Cruise, I didn't go on that cruise because I wasn't getting on the Conquest. I didn't go on that. And I shouldn't say that. The real reason I didn't go on that cruise is because my daughter, that cruise was September. My daughter had her son in October. This was my first grandson. My child, having a child. I was not going to be on no ship if she went into labor. I wasn't going to be on nobody's ship, especially not the Conquest. But I wasn't going to be on nobody's ship and couldn't get home. Now, me going to Miami, I had already had 5,000 different ways I can get home real quick in flights. I had already knew the schedules and everything of flights that I can get home. So I went on to Miami because number one, I had people that was going on the ship that I had assisted in going on the ship. Number two, I had told some people I was coming and I was going to meet them. So and then I ended up talking with the guy who showed up on the ship. We ended up having a conversation. But I was out on that port, y'all, because it was the beef sector and a bunch of folks from the beef sector would be meeting for the first time and getting on the ship. I was out on that port like it was the red carpet. I was standing down on that port live for 2 hours. I was on camera, baby. I was on camera. The camera was on. The camera was on. We've had some good times in the beef sector. I don't hang out over there no more, but we've had some good. Yes, they was on the Conquest, girl. I think that I think that like I said, I maybe I would have considered it, but I just didn't want to. When you get that far into pregnancy, you don't know. It could come a little bit early. We already knew she was going every week to the doctor, so we already knew he was going to come a little early. So I just didn't want to be that far. So I can get back from I could have got back from Miami. Really, BTV probably said, "How's she getting on the cruise in the peace sector?" Hey, really, BTV, but I couldn't get back. But I could get back. So it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But I say all that to say, if anything juicy pop off, I'll be in the library, live from the library. Tell the Lord, thank you. So let me get on with this thing. The conquest is a ghetto. It draws very ghetto people. Like it's a ratchet. It's known for its ratchetness. Let me tell y'all about Really BTV. She bougie as hell. They would have to drag her lifeless body on the conquest. She barely getting on the carnival. She barely getting on the carnival. She gonna cuss me out later. Like she can cuss me out like she cussed that lady out yesterday. She barely getting on the carnival. But she ain't getting on no conquest. Just put it like that. Just put it like that. She gonna get me. She gonna get me. Good child. She bougie. She don't even ride in a regular. She ain't getting in a regular Uber. Okay? She ain't getting in a regular Uber. She bougie. She can say what she want to say. I know her. I've traveled with her. She's bougie. Tell her, Lord, thank you. Okay, so let me get on with this recap. Let me get on with it. I feel like, listen, I'm on vacation. I feel like cutting up this morning. I feel like acting up this morning. Okay? That's what I feel like doing. Good morning. Hey, Gloria. Hey, Sugar. How y'all doing? Jessica. Hey, Sugar. I think I spoke with Hey, Sugar. Kay Muscle said, Miss Cruiser, did you watch CTV live yesterday? It was really good. I watched, I was just telling them, I watched up to the part where they were talking about waving the flag, that they were not going to come out with the audios, that they just want both sides to chill, they both sides being Bernard Jordan, leave them alone, Manasseh, leave them alone. And then in return, they're going to leave them alone. They just want everybody to go on about their business and be at peace. Y'all please hit that like button. Please hit the like button. If you're enjoying this recap, please hit the like button. And if we reach my goal within the hour, then my promise is to go live. So please hit the like button. But yes, thank you, CH. Oh, goal is about to be met. Look out. She gonna get me. I ain't telling there a lie. Hey, Detroit 313. Hey, Sugar. Now, didn't I meet you? Did I meet you in Miami? That was some fun times. That was some fun times. That was like I said, that was one for the books. That was one for the books. If that is the Detroit, because there's another Detroit 313, but if that is the Detroit 313, I think about it. When we first ran up on each other, I mean, not ran up, I had met them at the restaurant or just, I think it was a lounge or something like that. She looked at me and she said, "Oh, you so messy." That was her first thing she said to me. "Oh, you so messy." I said, I know, girl. Come on, give me a hug. I know, girl. I know. Club chat. Shout out to club chat. Shout out to club chat. But that was the first thing she said to me. She seen me. That was the first time she seen me. First, she said, "Are you so messy?" That tickled me. I like, yeah, girl, I know. Go on, give me a hug. Hug my neck. It is what it is. Hug my neck. Anyway, they don't want the story because the plot isn't working. Content creators, the Jordans, aren't biting. There's stories folks have moved on. People are talking about other things than them. Yeah, Conscious TV was not happy that the vloggers were not blogging about it. were not happy. But I had already said, as far as I was concerned, I had already said no audio, no content, and that was just that for me. Just being so me said, well, so they now want peace, sis, the chaos crew, my lord. Listen, bottom line is y'all ain't getting them recordings. That's what they said. We ain't getting them recordings. Move it on. Move on to something else. Look at something else. No more Bishop Bernard Jordan versus Dr. Larry Reed. It's done. It's over. Flags are flying. It's a done deal. They're moving on. That's it. That's what it is. That's what they said. Let me see, because I got to move on, y'all. That Larry never mentioned anyone's name about who he sent to email and audio to, and then Thais went live and said that Larry said that he doesn't speak truth to power. That's what it was. Larry never mentioned Thais' name. Yeah, he said that the people that he sent the audios to does not speak truth to power. I had to look that up, y'all, because I thought that was like a political. But anyway, but I understand now what he mean in this context. He said that they do not speak truth to power, and Thais took offense to that. Thais went live to correct that. Basically, he went live to correct that. Hey, Shaw Rosalind, thank you for coming in. AT2 said, I forgot to mention, but do you think the Jordans are scared of those recordings? I don't know. Because we don't know what the content of the recordings are. Jessica said we don't care. Because we don't know what the content of those recordings are, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything in it for them to be scared of. I mean, we know what was suggested that the content are, but we don't, because we haven't heard it for ourselves. And just being so me, thank you for coming in, Sugar. Hey, Sugar. Because we haven't heard it, we don't know. Hey, 1985 girl. I don't understand how LR won't release the audio, but want others to. Do he want others to? I disagree that I don't think that Larry wants the audios released. I don't think he do. I think he wanted it to be known that audios are out there and that they exist. But I'm not convinced that he wants them released. I don't think Conscious want them released. The young man who came on Conscious show that that used to be a part of Zoe Ministries want them released. But I don't think Larry wants them to release. I could be like listen, I'm speculating like the rest of y'all. I could be wrong. They really thought that they were going to get content creators to take those videos and run plot failed. I know that the Detroit 313, you're one of my most favorite people. I was so happy with, girl, when I met you, I didn't care how you felt about me. I said, I like her. I'm the type of person, if I like you, that's it. You can, listen, if I like you, I understand that everybody ain't going to get along. Everybody's not going to like my personality, whatever. And I know it's all love now. I know that. But when I first met you, I was so excited to meet you. It's people from Club Chat that I have loved for years. And I don't care what they feel about me. I like them, period. That's on period. It don't matter. She said, how I get in this? So we was talking about the conquest. And I had just told them when somebody asked, is the conquest bad or something? And just to give an example, I said, really, BTV won't get on it. Let me just put it like that. I was just using you as a point of reference. That's all. That's all you was cutting up in your chat yesterday. Yeah, really, BTV, I think is on membership now, had a good live yesterday. A good live. Ooh, the tribe is a hoot. Thank you. I'm gonna cut up this morning. I feel like cutting up. I'm on. She said, I like nice things. Indeed. Lonnie said, I came in Conscious TV video where allegedly it was some flirting or play flirting between. Really? Ooh, I need to drop the link so you can do tell. They are canning the story. They are canning the story because the plot isn't working. Content creators, Jordan, are biting. Their stories. Folks have moved on. People are talking about other things. I think I read that, but yeah. That could be it, and I just think that, unless it's something else, it's like, how much can you reheat this and eat it? We've been talking about Larry Reed and Bernard Jordan since June. Since June. I'm sure it's June, because really since before that, it's really started with the $49.99 cash super chat that Lady Dimples sent in William's live, asking William, what's the deal between Dr. Larry Reed and Bishop Bernard Jordan? That's where it started, with that $49.99 with Lady Dimples. And then in June, it was the video that we saw where St. James had a conversation with Bishop Bernard Jordan. I remember it was June because I was driving up to Hampton. I always remember stuff by where I was or what I was doing. And usually it's got to do with some type of trip. So we've been talking about this since June. Baby, it's January. It's mid-January at that. And, how much can you reheat it? We done chopped the turkey up and made pot pie the turkey. We don't put the turkey in sandwiches. We done made dressing with the turkey. How much can we chop and screw and reheat this? Unless something new come out, unless a fruit, we have turkey for Thanksgiving and then we wait a month and have it for Christmas. Is there a new something coming out for us to make another? We need to make another turkey. So I think that's why people was not, it's like, okay, and that's why I'm okay with the white flag flying. We've been on this thing since June, If no audios, cool. Ain't gonna put out the audios, I'm cool with that. Let's move on to other content. Just so being said. So what? So now they want, okay, I read this. I want to get to AT2's video. I really do. So let me move along. Good morning, Jay Rochelle. Good morning from Eastern Long Island. Is it Longs Island? How's that pronounced? Because I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. Make sure I got through the comments so then we're going to move on. Okay, so he was talking about Ty and others because Ty was one of the 5 Larry Reed sent it to. Well, I don't know whether he sent it to Ty, if Ty have it, but it was the whole Cheesecake Factory thing where Ty and William listened to some of it. And Ty wanted no part of it. And at first I didn't understand it. I didn't. I dropped down his chat last night and said at first I didn't understand it, but now I definitely understand it now. Why Ty didn't want any part of it. Some people don't mind being sued. Some of us said, I ain't worked this hard, build myself up just to give it away to some lawyer, and so I understand that. I could care less about hearing the audio. Them alleged bishops are weird. I have weirdo and have weirdo behavior. I don't know who follows them in real life. I kind of feel that way. They ain't my pastor. Jordan told them to release the recordings. He didn't care. There you go. Let me leave that up there for a while. Wildcard said, Jordan said, release the audios. Release that boom footage. I don't care. That's what Wildcard said that he said. Just being so me says that, yes, Larry do want the audio released, just not by him. KJ Muscle says, I think Thais has a lot of unhealed trauma. Oh my, how do you know that? And very sensitive because every time someone says something about him, he always goes live and talk about it, but he always talk about other people. The first part of that was a pretty strong statement that he has Larry wants them released. He just doesn't want the potential blowback. It's going to cause the legal implications would financially drain him. That's what Riri said. CH said, I think it's more interesting in the narrative being out there that seems to be the goal. Ding, 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 ding. I agree with that. And I said that to somebody in the back chat yesterday. I said, all the talking up or what could possibly be in the audio, may be more interesting than the audio itself. I said that. And again, we speculate because we don't know. We're ignorant. Not willingly ignorant, but we're ignorant because we ain't heard the audio. LR just wants others to do his dirty work. He was hoping that the ones that he sent it to will release it and talk about it. Look at this tattletailer. Look at tattletailer. Look at it. I hope AT2 is still in here because I wanted to ask him how he felt about Thais coming on his panel. I came thinking you called it cruiser, so I wouldn't have to listen to the whole thing about flirting. LR and BJ is same gender loving, and CTV said he was flirting. Oh, LR said they used to play flirt. Okay. That's interesting. Wait a minute, you're mad church disease and using AI. Girl, I mean, what was said? When I saw that, I said, busted. Darn, they caught me. Somebody sent me that in Messenger. Y'all look on my community wall, what I posted. Somebody sent me that in Messenger. I said, what? I'm mad church disease, but I'm an AI? Dog, they caught me. Oh, you can't hide nothing around here. These people will catch you. I think bringing on the ex-members did it for me. He just took it too far. They were not interested, in my opinion. And let me say this, and this has always been me. It ain't been me with a certain person. It's always been me. When you bring in other things, like children or adult who was a child, when things happen, you lost me. And that's Daryl Moore and Mad Church Disease with them young men, and then that whole thing, they lost me. I used to be cool. I used to be over there with the cigar blogger, and then when they lost me. I wasn't with that. And so yeah, that makes me back off. I'm not recapping anything that have anything to do with children or people who were children. I'm not doing it. Just because no one cared about the video, just about the fallout with Larry Reid and Ty. Major flip on Larry's side. Ty took a bystander's position, which I respect. It seems Larry had a hierarchy to his allegiance. Then he was upset that AT2 did commentary about him, and he was being extremely disrespectful toward the people in AT2 chat. It was crazy. Yeah, it got pretty crazy over there last night. It did. I stayed in the bushes. I said, let me stay right here. Hey, Nicole, before Ty went to Cheesecake Factory, he was mentioning the recording. He agreed to go to Cheesecake Factory, and now y'all believe he didn't want anything to do with it. I believe it. I believe it with everything within me, because he was on my hey, is it Tricky? Oh Lord, Tricky, were you Thais mod? He don't remember you. That was kind of confusing. But yeah, I was down in the bushes. I said, let me stay out the way. But I do believe Thais is like, once he heard there was something in it that Thais didn't want no part of. I believe it. Thais was perfectly okay with having, I think I read that. Oh no, I haven't. Having the recording when he was the only one with it. As soon as his op had it, now he's so concerned about lawsuits potentially destroying marriages and ministries. Okay. I can't argue with you over that. He said that he felt it was a bad idea that it was handed over to Conscious. And I think that's him saying that it was after that Conscious came out and did the video dragging him and William. that put Larry in a position where it's like, because he had already told Thais, according to Thais, leave that alone. I don't want y'all arguing. Stand down. And Thais did that. He stood down. He wouldn't swing back. Yeah. My thing is, if you can't take people talking about you, then you shouldn't be a content creator, because everybody's going to have an opinion about you and do commentary. If we see it on YouTube, we won't talk about it. Oh yeah. I remember him I used to watch them child over there at the Cigar Blogger, but when that whole thing came out with those with the lawsuit and stuff, I backed way off of that stuff. Miss Cruz Thais lied the entire time. He was on AT2 Live last night. He knows me well, and I know his lying ass. How y'all know each other? The reason he hated by many is because he attacks his follower who speaks up for themselves. Okay. LT. Okay, call you LT. Okay. Y'all, I got to get to these. Okay. One thing about CTV, he can keep a secret. I wasn't concerned about him having the audio. And put that up there. That's where we recast that he can keep a secret, and she wasn't she wasn't concerned about him having the audio. Nitwick says, "Hey, good morning. Thank you for being a member." Thais sat there last night and danced around the fact that LRL is a friend to no one, and I don't get how he keeps shading how people looks, but you're friendly with William. I was raised where you don't talk about y'all will hardly never hear me talk about people's looks. We look how God made us to look. Now, sometimes you can gain weight or lose weight or drink too much or take drugs or do stuff or live a hard life like you was, rode hard or hung wet to do things to affect the look that God gave you. But for most part, we look like how God made us. So I was raised, we don't see. So you will never hear me really mess with folks' look. You look how you look, sugar. That's what you look like, how God made you look. Yes, I was mad or his show, and we have spoken via email several times throughout the years. Oh, you've been with him, you've known him for years. Okay. He don't remember who you are. I didn't hear CTV entire live, but the part I did hear, the ex-drummer from Zoe was pressing hard. The LR should be the one to release the audios because he was the one who resurrected Jordan. That's what he said. So after, the live with, while they were still live, Conscious TV went live. And what was Conscious TV's, what was the name of his live? Let me see if I can find that real quick. Not Conscious TV, Thais. Thais was live. And his live is on memberships now. Truth and Power, the audio tapes. And he put Ryan Chandler style, Clearing the Air. That was the name of his title. And in it, he was saying that, concerning the Truth to Power. He said he does do Truth to Power. He didn't agree with that. And he's cleared. He's clear now. Y'all know, y'all got to read between the lines when Thais started saying, I'm clear. I am clear. That means, I think that means for Thais, I see what's happening here. I see what's going on here. I see what this is. I got it. I got it good. I see you. I see clearly now. The rain is gone. I can see. I see what's up. I know what's up. I see what's up. Gotcha. Got it. Gotcha. Got it. Basically what he said. And I'm going to deal going forward with this accordingly to what it is. And the funny thing is that I think that Thais feels like Larry co-signs and go along with Conscious shading him. And Conscious also feel that Larry co-signs and go along with Thais shading him. I could be wrong about that, but I find that very interesting. Interesting. 1985 girl said, I wish that Ty didn't get involved with Larry Reid. And I'm going to tell you something else that Ty said last night. It's getting real close to time. I got to go. Y'all, I can't be missing no flights. I don't know whether another one's going to go out and take me where I need to go. If LR wants the audios to be released, he should do it, period. Well, he don't want to. In my opinion, he don't want to release. He said he don't really want to release. Jessica said Ty is embarrassed, but he won't admit it. And Ty did say his video last night. I'm glad I watched it all the way through because it's on members now. But he did say that he had Ty squads, the original Ty squad, so Ty squads, loyal people to Ty squad that was concerned when he started, I guess, mingling with Larry. They were concerned. They had some concerns. He said that. And they just went along with him and they chilled out on the concerns after a while. And it was all good. He said there was some clashing. He said there was some clashing. So he admitted that it wasn't a full peaceful merger. Or it wasn't a merger at all. He has his channel, he do his thing, and he does it very successfully. We enjoy it. We enjoy it. We enjoy it. And then Larry, of course, has his thing. Larry has his thing. If there is a church sector and if Larry's in it, Larry's probably the top person in it. So he has his thing. Conscious have his thing. Thais have his thing. They all have their thing and they're all doing well at it. But I think that when they first came together, there was some issues. And so he did mention that. He did mention that. What was said? It said the only man that Larry won't let you talk about is Shamarco. Shamarco can't get dragged. Catherine Powell says Larry wants those audios released. He just don't want to do it himself. Release those audios. And truthfully speaking, Cruiser. So y'all, a lot of disagree with me. Almost time for my phone to start ringing, but a lot of y'all disagree with me. Okay, because I really don't think he do. I'm a minority in that opinion. Primway said, I believe the whole Ty and Conscious TV issue could have been settled if Larry Reid gave clarity to where he stood with both of them. So last night, after Ty went live, pretty much saying what he felt about truth to power and that comment, and and really now. I said to somebody last night, and they probably said, you said you weren't going to do this, and here I am doing it. I said I honestly didn't want to recap Thais because I felt like he was talking to Ty Squad. I felt like he was talking to his people that support him, that if they watch Conscious TV video, that they were going to feel some type of way, have some questions for him. So he said, let me go ahead and address this now. I believe that. And for that reason, I was like, well, do I want to recap a conversation that he had with his people? But it goes back to something one of my subscribers say, Cruiser, we come to see you to get the recaps. That's why we come to see you, Cruiser. That's why. So he didn't take it behind a paywall. He didn't take it to Patreon. He didn't take it to members, which I would not, I'm not even members of it. I don't go in those places. So I don't repeat commentary for those places on purpose. So it's on YouTube and we don't talk about it. And it's just like that. So after Thais live and AT2 was waiting on him, AT2, and I know AT2 is not here no more because AT2 said he can't be doing. He said he gonna give you 5 or 10 minutes, but I sure would like for him to come on my panel. But AT2 said he gonna give you 5 or 10 minutes and then he out. So he probably out. He probably gone. You're saying that he should have done a members only live with just his, and maybe he didn't because all of Ty Squad aren't members. Maybe, I don't know, but he did it out here without it being on members. So that leave it open to people forming an opinion about it and saying an opinion about it. Hey, Whitley engineers, facts, because I'm not sitting through no live stream asking for seeds, so I just come here for the recap. Now, if y'all want to plant a seed, and my seed, let me tell you what ground my seed gonna be planted on. If you send me a cash app, It's 119 people in here. If I can get a 60 of y'all to send me a $1 cash app, 60 people send one. I'm gonna tell you where that seed gonna go. That seed is gonna go towards dinner tonight for me and my daughter. My daughter graduated, and that's why we're going on this cruise, because she's graduated from college. She's a college student now. We're so proud of her. And it wasn't without struggle, because she had brain surgery in 2015. So we're celebrating her graduating from college, and we're also celebrating 10 years, that it's been 10 years since she's had that rupture, and I'm so very, very proud of her. So if you want to send me a cash app, $ Miss Cruiser, $MSCRUISER, and I'm gonna tell you where your money gonna go. We're gonna have a nice dinner and probably some cocktails. Now she's gonna have a mock cocktail. She don't drink for the most part. She might sip a little here or there, but she don't drink. She's 25. Hey Thais, thank you for coming in. She gonna have a mock cocktail, but Mama gonna have a cocktail. Okay, so if you plant a seed here, that is the ground that we plan on. I like to tell people where their money gonna go. Just make sure when I see somebody on the street and they be asking for money, I be like, "What you gonna do with my money? You ain't gonna go buy no crack with my money, are you? I'm about to give you these $2, these last $2. What you gonna do with my money, sir?" Anyway, so AT2 went live last night. AT2 is so. I might be going out to Vegas to meet AT2. He having a little meet and greet, and I might have to go on out there because AT2 just tickles me all the pieces. Just tickles me. Thank you. I'm very. I mean, me and her dad is so very, very proud of her, and it's and like I said, it is indeed. She's the one that has epilepsy, and so it wasn't without some struggle, but she did it. She's a smart girl. Both of my girls are smart. My oldest daughter, which is my middle child, graduated. She was top 50 in her class and went on with an academic scholarship to a private PWI. I mean, they are smart girls. And my son's smart too. Y'all know my son is nonverbal autistic. My oldest child, and he's smart as a whip, honey. I seen him. He came over here 3 times this week, and while I'm gone, he'll come over here. He'll probably pull my trash up. He'll probably be fiddling around the house. Thank you. What you told me to call you, LP? Or is it Tricky? Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate everybody for super chats, and I got to excuse me, make sure that I acknowledge them all when I leave. So AT2, before I finish this live, AT2 went live last night to discuss the fallout. According to him, he calls it the fallout between Thais and Larry Reid. And he talks about shade, betrayal, misrepresentation. He questions Larry Reid's integrity and questions particularly concerning emails that were sent to other bloggers. And just to hear a little bit of what AT2 had to say.
That Bernard and Larry were no longer friends through the mouth of William McRae.
Now, this is actually Marcellus. Marcellus was there. Like when AT2 went live, I kind of turned my live on. I was getting ready for bed. And I said, okay, let me check out what AT2 going to say. And when I saw Marcellus, my reactions to seeing Marcellus was, oh, shit. That was my reaction. Oh, shit. So that let's go back to it. This is Marcellus.
As you guys may or may not know, Thais, I don't know if he's still live. Well, I guess he is still live.
Look at him.
Yo, I'm not trying to laugh, y'all. I'm not trying to laugh. But someone told me that he's mad at me.
That AT2 is...
What it was is that Larry was saying that, people were talking about how he sent the email about the audio situation and whatever, right? He was I sent it to 3 people and everybody know. And it was shady. He didn't say Thais' name, but I guess Thais took that as a dig. He was basically saying his platform, he's integral and all this other, he loves to use like, I'm integral. He always loved to say that. So he said, I'm integral, and out of all the people who had it, and He didn't give it to these people to try to put the information out there. Like, he wasn't being shady when he sent out those emails.
So y'all make sure y'all go over there and see AT2. He is funny. He tickles me. And especially when he plays goofy. AT2, they say you don't be getting shit right. AT2, they say you be sticking your big toe in the church sector and you don't be having the stuff right. But he was kind of on point last night. He was on point. Thank you, just so being me. Thank you, Sugar. He was on point last night. He was certainly on point on last night with his recap. So like I said, when Marcellus came up, I said, "Ooh, that's Marcellus." Now this is according to AT2. And do y'all find it interesting that we are more interested in the relationship between Thais, and this just came to my mind that it is this way. We are more interested in the relationship between Thais and Larry than we are whatever potentially could come out with those audios. We're more interested in what's going on with Thais and Larry. And that may be because and Thais, since you're in here, let me go ahead and repeat what I said earlier. I said they waiting on a public fallout between you and Larry. They may be disappointed. Their expectation, if that's the expectation, they may be disappointed. And I said why. You have to log back for me to say why. But I said why. I said why based on what my thoughts was about Larry and how he handled things. Well, let me just say it. I think that he's a response, not a starter. I don't think he necessarily kicked shit off. Sometimes he do. With these emails he did. But generally, Larry responds. He ain't out here. I don't think Larry out here to beef. So for that reason, I don't think that we're gonna see no public fallout if y'all, and none of that. And with you, with how you handle things, you like, okay, this is what it is. We're gonna put it right there in that category. We're gonna deal with it accordingly. So I could be wrong. Now, if y'all jump out here next week, next month, next year, and then they're gonna be like, Cruiser, you was wrong, and I'm gonna say I was wrong. I don't think we're gonna see no public falling out. I don't think we're gonna see it. Y'all waiting on it. Y'all don't hold your breath. Let's see. So the host and guest Marcellus contend that Larry Reid acts shady and then tries to manipulate narratives.
We're all shady with each other, but no one's trying to embarrass anyone or trying to take anyone's platform down. Like, that's not my thing at all.
So AT2 was saying, am I messy, shady? We shade each other. Yeah, but am I malicious and trying to hurt somebody? No. That's basically what he was trying to say. So what is this right here? It was so much in his AT2's video last night. What is this right here?
Because Thais did not know, like, there was an issue. He basically was caught off guard. And so that's why.
Yeah. So right there, he was saying that Thais did not know that there was going to be a problem with him saying, listen, I don't want no parts of those audios. I wasn't a part of the friendship. I don't want no part. It ain't got nothing. Them audios ain't got shit to do with me. Y'all excuse my language. Excuse my cussing. Them audios ain't got nothing to do with me. He didn't know that was going to be an issue until it came out that it was an issue. Marcellus then asserted that Larry Reid had ill intentions from the beginning. That's what Marcellus said, that there was ill.
He had ill intentions from the beginning, and that's what I told all of you guys. Those of you who follow me and who have listened to me about Larry for over the years, I have been able to peg all of these vloggers. And the thing about it is they're mad at me because I always end up being right. And I'm sorry, I'm not thinking I know everything. I don't think I know everything, but I do know one thing. And
y'all, I see your comments, but I'm not gonna be able to go through all of them. Oh, I'm gonna drop the link in a minute. Give me just a minute, AT2. I'm gonna drop the link. I'm trying to go through all of it, but I want to get through this, y'all, because I really do need to be off of here by 9:00. I really, really do. So that was what Did I play all of it? I wanted to play for
By the way,
Marcellus.
he didn't just send that email to 3 people. He lied about that too. I don't know if you all are aware.
It was more than 3 people.
Of course he did, because that man Justin Edwards was over there on St. James.
Let me say something. He said, I think what Larry said in the beginning is that he sent it to 3 bloggers. Justin Edwards is not a blogger. Is that semantics? I guess. But if he said he sent it to 3 bloggers, I understand. If that's what Larry said, I understood him saying I sent it to 3 bloggers. Because he did. And I don't think he was leaving out Edwards on purpose. I was just saying, as far as people that can come out here and report on it, or Larry was saying, as far as people that would come out here and report on it, there's 3. I sent it to 3 bloggers. Now, I don't think that he left out Edwards to just be untruthful. I just think it was relevant to the fact that he sent it to 3 bloggers.
Platform, and he said he got the same email. Well, if you only send it to 3, if you only send it to 3 people, how did Justin Edwards get the email? That's what I want to know. Okay. Anyway, let's.
So they had a whole conversation about what they felt about, the whole situation with Thais and Larry Reed, saying that the underlying issue stems from Larry Reed's falling out with Bishop Bernard Jordan. Marcellus suggests that Larry was in love. Marcellus, why are you saying that Larry was in love with Bernard Jordan? Why, sir? Why? Why is it always got to be a love component in this stuff? Anyway, this is Marcellus' words, not mine. This is his opinion, not mine. But he said he felt like he was in love with him and sought to enter into his bread basket. Marcellus, you've been cutting up a whole lot lately. Give me your hand so I can pop it. First of all, you were talking about your nuts the other night. Told somebody to suck them. And now you're talking about somebody wanting to dip into somebody's bread basket. You've been cutting up a lot, Marcellus. You really have. But that's what Marcellus said. And then they talked about how the vloggers can be bought and paid for. They said some vloggers can be bought and paid for.
You get a well-known vlogger, big-time vlogger, coming over in your chat and dropping $200 and $300 and $400 on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then all of a sudden you can't say nothing bad about them because they don't come in your chat and blah, blah, blah. That's how you're bought and paid for, is when you allow these people to buy you by dropping them super chats. And you know how I know that these other people know that? Because when Bernard Jordan came and dropped some money, didn't they send the money back? They claimed they sent the money back, right? Because they knew what was going on. They knew what was going on in that situation.
Right. And I still stand on the only 3 people who really know what's really going on is Larry, William, and Bishop Bernard Jordan. Those 3 know what's really going on. And I bet you anything, they be calling each other on the phone, talking about, oh yeah, you see how they all fighting each other? Because literally, I'm all like, the bloggers don't need to be fighting.
Listen, y'all need to go over there. I don't want to play too much more. But y'all need to go over there and see. Now, this is what I want to talk to AT2 about. Now, y'all remember they said that I went up on Conscious TV and when Conscious TV and Jobs. I really thought it was Jobs panel, but it doesn't matter. Y'all remember when I said I came up hot? Well, Thais came up a little hot last night. They said I came up hot. I had to admit that I was a little hot. I came up a little hot. But they said Thais did.
Artwork.
The Thais was a little rough last night.
As a content creator, that people are not privy to. And so a lot of times you're not able to come out and say things that you really want to say or could say, because it can make the situation worse. It can cause fracture.
And I'm just going to play a little bit because he was going in on the audience. Thais wasn't having it last night. He was ready. He said, I ain't
say all kinds of things to you, send you threatening emails, all kinds of things, and nobody can find out who they are. Kenny Lattimore and Faith Jenkins is in the process of doing what I'm talking about right now. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about doxing anybody.
Okay.
These people are basically going around chat to chat, platform to platform, stirring up stuff what is illegal and what becomes problematic. Well, not illegal. What becomes problematic is when you start describing what you heard on the audio.
That part.
And then attaching
that part. Go ahead.
Name to what you heard on the audio. That's when you can, get into problems. So that's why I was saying at the time, that's where the problem came in at, where I was like, well, listen, I don't know. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And so that's what became problematic, because they was like, oh, you should have co-signed, or you should have said this, or you should have said that. But a lot of,
and when y'all know I like to just admit stuff. Y'all know I told y'all a lot of what I feel and what I'm just gonna admit stuff. I'm too old to be faking anything or not saying I'm wrong when I was wrong. All right, let me just say this: when Thais first was coming out saying, y'all leave that alone. Everybody need to leave that alone. I didn't understand why he was saying that. I was like, well, at first you seemed cool with it, but now I understand fully. What you say, Thais, is clear. Now it's clear to me, why, you don't want to get involved. Listen, I ain't trying to take all my cruising money, all my travel money, all my money to buy my next Mercedes and put it on no lawyer for him to buy the Mercedes that I want. Because I'm around here dabbling in stuff that ain't my business. Making that lawyer richer. No. I feel you on that, Thais. I'm right there with you. Anyway, so I have dropped the link. AT2, did you feel like, I was just curious, did you feel like some people, Thais, I'm being honest, some people felt like you flipped the script. Some people felt like you went on, you said what you said, wanted to say to your subscribers, which I understood that, listen, something's going on over here. Let me come over here and speak to my subscribers about this whole truth to power thing. And speak to my people that follows me. I get that. But some people feel like when you went over there to AT2, you kind of switched things up. Like one thing was the hurt thing. We all heard you say that was hurtful to me. And maybe the context of how you meant or said that it was hurtful may be different than what we thought you were saying, but we did indeed hear you say that was hurtful to you. So I feel like when you went over to AT2, you were really guarded. Oh, there go AT2. Oops, hold on. Y'all know I don't be knowing what I'm doing. At the stage. Okay, that's what hey, hello, sir. Hello. Good morning. See, let me say something real quick. See, you men can just jump on camera when y'all want to. Y'all ain't got to get your hair straight. Y'all ain't got to put your bra on. Last night, Thais had a lady come on. That lady ain't have no bra on, or her hair wasn't on. That lady had to come on. Well, let me add Thais. Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing this morning?
I am fine. I just got done doing a video. Cruiser, I am. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. Okay, Cruiser, I am still recovering my voice, so please forgive my voice. I just got over a bad flu.
Yes, I was. Yeah. I'm glad you're feeling better, but yeah,
I am. But I want to say one thing to KJ Muscle in the chat. You could have just stayed on the page you used on AT2's channel. Why would you jump on a new page and then talk in the same voice and talking points that you talked last night on AT2's channel? That's crazy to me. Do you think we think that you are a new person? This is what
now,
I'm
talking about. Who is K Muscle? Who is KJ Muscle?
That's the same person that was the same person that was me to you last night on AT2's channel. So he jumps on a new page called KJ Muscle, and I cannot. This shit is crazy to me. Nevertheless, go ahead, Cruz. I'm sorry.
That is Major Boys. Thanks for coming in, and I think I saw somebody else come in the lounge.
Crazy.
Hello, good morning. Me to you comes in my chat, so they normally come in. Okay.
It don't even matter, sis. Just keep on going. Go ahead.
Okay. So AT2, when Thais joined the panel last night, did you think he came in hot?
No, I don't think he came in hot. But what was funny was like I felt like I was going crazy because I was like, wait, I know I seen what happened, but you telling me it didn't happen. And like that part was hella funny. Like Thais is a comedian, like because he was like, "No, that's not what it was," and I was like, "Wait, did you say you were?" He's like, "No, everything's fine." And I was like,
No. I didn't know. First of all, I don't remember saying I was hurt last night, and I don't remember saying that. So I'll go back and watch myself back. But everybody keeps saying I was hurt. I don't remember that. I don't. I was so hurt. But then they're making it seem like I was somewhere sitting in a corner like Billie Holiday drinking liquor out of a bottle. That's not me. I'm sorry. I don't get out like that.
yeah. Well, no, you weren't drinking out the bottle or nothing like that, but you did mention like you were hurt. Like, you know, like I
Oh,
was kind of like,
I'm
is
gonna
he
go.
just
I'm gonna go back and
I
play the.
think what he said was it was hurtful, something to that
hurtful?
effect.
Yeah. Well,
It
it's
was something
hurtful
to
to
that
be with
effect.
hurt, right?
Because I remember I was sweeping and I stopped and looked at my phone when he said it. Now you didn't say it
Okay.
like you didn't say it like you were gonna have no sleepless night. You
Right.
didn't say it like you were gonna go open up the Crown Royal and start drinking the whiskey. I know you don't drink. It wasn't nothing like that. You ain't gonna be
Mhm.
crying no rivers. You ain't gonna get in the shower and be crying and sliding down the side wall through the thing. But you did
Not at
say it
all.
was hurtful. You did say
I
that.
mean, I will play that back. My goal was
Hmm.
because I know my followers do not watch a lot of this stuff, right?
Mhm.
There are some that may peek in and watch it, but I know the vast majority of my followers really don't watch a lot of these channels. So if they did start seeing all of this recap and all of this stuff go on, I wanted to be able to come on and let them hear from me how I felt about whatever. That was my
Mhm.
goal for coming on. And then I could put my video in anything I want to do. I could delete it. I could put it members only. I could put it in Patreon. It's my video. And my main concern will always be my followers. So that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, you wanted
And
your side of the story out there.
I just wanted my followers to know how I felt if they started seeing people start doing recaps, and they'll probably be like, what the hell is this and what's going on? Because some of them do watch, and then if somebody do happen to see one of these videos. But yeah, it's really not
And
as deep.
that's very what you doing that was very understandable.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
said to one of my supporters last night, we were talking in inbox, and I said, I'm not going to do a recap on that because that's a conversation between him and his supporters, his core supporters. Something's being said over
Hmm.
on another channel.
Right.
And you made mention that there was already some concern for you in the beginning, but they trusted you, they chilled. So you got ahead of it for your supporters to iron out or to explain where you was with it. And
Mhm.
and and for that reason, I wasn't gonna do a recap. But then the person said, "Well, he did do it publicly, so if it's on YouTube, we talk about it, and that's what you do recap." So, that's why I
Yeah,
kind of
we
changed
all
my
do
mind this
it.
morning. But I understood what you was doing, and I would have done the same thing.
Yeah. And the thing about it is that something can be hurtful. Something can be hurtful. Something can be like something that you don't really want to put a. I'm getting feedback from somebody else. It's not my phone, so I don't know.
Okay.
But I think it was AT2. But yeah, something can be hurtful, and you don't have to assign a word to it. If you want to, I don't know why people want you to feel a certain type of way because they think you feel a certain type of way, or oh, you gotta be hurt. And if you said it or you alluded to it, I need more. I need you to tell us more. I'm not gonna be on here with Mary J. Blige, black sunglasses on, rocking back and forth like not gonna cry. I'm not for what. I said what I said. I articulated how I felt about things. I don't know what these people want. They also want like a big falling out between me and Larry. They've always been working on me and William since the beginning. So I know that. So I will never give them what they want. There's never going to be a falling out ever, 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 ever. And then they'll see Larry in my chat. They'll see like he was in the chat last night. They'll see him in the chat, and then they'll still want more because they they want a falling out. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't.
Thais, we're here for the entertainment. And
Well, no, here,
and fallouts on YouTube, social media, it's quite entertaining. Now, as a moral human person who like people to have good relationships and don't like mad day, because see, I have an issue with character of people who've met, had a relationship, was cool with each other, talk behind the scene, and then they have a mad day and they want to throw it all out.
Yeah.
If it's somebody, if it's a heifer that I ain't care for in the first place, yeah, you know, I don't get. But if it's somebody that I had a relationship, there's a character issue for me when I see people do that. So on that level, do I want to see it? No, because I would like to think of you the way I think of you.
Mm-hmm.
But on an entertainment recapper point, would it be good entertainment? Let's just keep it real here. I like to keep it real. That's why the people want to see it because it's entertainment, and
Well, I
they're
get
here
it.
for
I
the
get it.
entertainment. They're here for the mess. They can
I get it.
people can get mad at me all they want. Folks got upset with me for saying that, but they know I'm right. People are here for the mess, and that's why. That's why. What are your thoughts about people being more interested in you and Larry? What's going on between you and Larry than really the audio and what the interviews and stuff that Conscious were having? You have any thoughts on that? Does that shock you?
Not really. I think that from what people have been like, my circle of people that have been watching the whole thing play out, Cruiser, like, a lot of people have been here since Audio Gate and Cheesecake Factory Gate, and a lot of people have been watching, some from the bushes, some, in different channels. But I think people see that this is something that's between two people, and all of these bloggers have been pulled into it. And so their thoughts around that, like, people see a lot of this at face value. Like, okay, this is a falling out between two men, and all these bloggers, whether it be the Better Blogger Collective or whether it be whatever, these bloggers have been put into this. But I think me and Larry, as a collaborative, I think people from my perspective, on my side, I think people they seem to be more drawn to our collaboration than other collaboration. That's just how I see it, but I could be wrong. But I just think people me and Larry's collaboration just seems a little more. I don't want to say entertaining, but a lot of times people just cling to it a little more.
Well, let me say two things. Sometimes my memory will forget. Somebody on here said Ty cares about his squad. Absolutely. The squad is a close community. And I understand
that's all I'm concerned about. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I don't really care about much else. I really don't.
And I get that. I'm a part of the tribe. And let me tell you something. You come from Really B. Yesterday, we was over on her reviews channel. We went off, okay? Because somebody came here and we didn't like it, and we went off. The tribe was like, "How dare, girl, you the wrong one." So when you have these close communities on the social media, I get that. That's something to be protected. Also, there are some people in the chat that's saying that that the reason why people are interested in this thing with you and Larry is because, Truth and Reason said, and I put them up. She said that you're blocked. She's blocked in your chat. Truth and Reason.
Okay. I mean, people be thinking, Cruiser, people be thinking I blocked them. It could have been an accident. It could have been a lot of reasons. It's not that I'm blocking you. I will go and look, but sometimes I do block people. But I normally don't block somebody that's a member unless they're very disruptive. But people go and join membership so they can have like a little cling to you. And so I will look and see what the situation is with Truth and Reason. Okay.
Okay. And so there are some people, Jessica said everybody just knew what happened because Larry Reed is friends to no one. I don't, from what I'm seeing in comments, and I'm just going by comments, because I'm not really familiar with how you and Larry became friends or the relationship. That part I missed, and so I can't speak on that. But there are some people who feel like Thais, it always come off that you're a better friend to others than they are a friend to you. That people feel that way. So
I
it's
don't
not
think that he
necessarily
sees
that
you as
some
a
people
peer.
want to see a big blow up. It's just that they feel like you ain't getting out of relationship what you're getting. It's the same thing with you and William. Some people feel like, and I understand why you remain cordial or whatever it is with William. I get it. I'm not going to go into it, but I get it. But some people feel like with you and Larry that shoot, my phone's ringing. Hold on. You answer that, and I'm gonna come back and catch it. I'm gonna step away and catch this call.
Okay, so the thing about I'm a better. I usually, that's just my nature, who I am. Like, I'm just a loyal person to people, and I think people see the situation with Larry. They see him being, you know, going back to his other blogger friend, and they formulate stuff off of that AT2 when they see, oh, okay, so Thais basically didn't co-sign an audio, and then he can just jump back over to his original person. And I'll be honest, people like Marcellus, he did say that he did a short. It was shady, it was catty, and he said, when Larry's done with that, whatever he called me, he's gonna go back to and people, my own followers, told me just be mindful, be careful, Thais, because you know, um, a lot of times that does happen. But my thing is this: I don't see it the way subscribers see it. AT2, there's you have to have alliances, you have to have certain strategies. These people in the chat have no clue. You can't just be around here beefing with people and cussing people out and stuff like
You
that.
gotta pick your battles.
Exactly.
You cannot
Exactly.
be, yeah, you can't be doing that. These people in the chat, these subscribers, all they see is all this stuff at face value. They don't understand there's a whole system behind the scenes. Both of y'all cruiser, y'all know that, how this goes behind the scenes. So you just can't be out here. Now with William, I did say that on my live yesterday. I said that I have got to a point now where I can no longer sit up here and some troll, some random person in your Instagram say something, oh, Thais is talking about you, and you just believe it at face value. And then I've been
But he's
showing
getting better at that. He hasn't been falling
he
for
has,
that lately.
he has
Mhm.
gotten better with it. But then after he'll say something, then he'll start throwing some little subliminals out after he didn't square. No, I'm good. Like I'm not no enemies with you, but I'm just not just gonna keep doing that over and over again. Like, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. No, I'm not doing that all year long. Like, I gotta explain to you over and over again that I'm this way or I'm that person. But as far as Larry and the other blogger, there is nothing on my end concerning that other blogger. Like, I don't know what they got going on in their head or what they feel about me, but I never looked at this as no competition, cruiser. I've said that a million times. I'm not vying for Larry like this is our boyfriend and we the side hoes. That's I don't know where all of that energy came from. It's all I know is, like I said in my video, once I started super chatting Larry in the early stages of all of this, back in the day, I started super chatting Larry, and things just started switching and flipping after that.
So you don't feel like Larry is playing both sides?
Everybody plays a fool, everybody plays a side. Maybe I can clarify it like this, and maybe this will help people that want to be helped. My mother didn't raise no fools. She didn't raise any idiots, morons, none of that. My mother raised very smart, capable children. Thais is not nobody's fool, idiot, patsy, flunky. That's not who I am. When I said that I'm not going to go out here and risk my name and my damn livelihood, all the money and the fortune that I have worked for these past 4 or 5 years on a lawyer, I meant that, and I have reiterated that several times. I'm not doing that, because when you get a cease and desist, when you get an actual lawsuit coming to your door, you're going to be on your own. You're not going to be able to go to anybody and ask them, can I get $20,000, $30,000 so I can get me a retainer for an attorney? Yes, you can go get a slop bucket attorney for a couple of $1,000. You could, but in cases where it's some serious litigation, you're going to want to have to go get somebody that you can, think is going to beat the case. And do I have $20,000? I do have $20,000, but it's my damn $20,000. I'm not going to just go give everything that I worked off for an attorney for a situation that I don't have anything to do with. It'd be one thing if it was a story that I generated and I defamed somebody on my own, like Milagro or like a Tasha K situation. Then that's your fault. You did that. You have to. But for me to volunteer or jump into something and something that I didn't even generate, I thought everybody understood that that's where I meant that. And I said that I'm going to continue to say that.
Right. So there was never no conversation about, oh yeah, I want you to put this out or do this. So like to you, like, okay, well, yeah, there was never no conversation. Not that you would have done that, but there was never like no inkling like, hey, I'm giving you this so you can do this.
What do you say one more time?
Like there was no is it coercion or coercion, like trying to get you to do
I
something
think
that you didn't want to do?
okay, let me say it like this. When everybody, and I'm sure Marcellus could say the same thing, when the audios and the emails went out, nobody had instructions. Nobody was told to do anything with it. It was just you were given the information to be privy to it, right? And so no, Larry didn't tell nobody, yeah, I need you to hear this today. I need you to go to work. I think people think that people are workers and that we're all like Jason Bourne and they slide a file under your door, AT2, and then be like, okay, go to work. No, you just received some information. What Larry's intent was, that's on him to explain what his intent was. And I think he have said it, what he sent it out to, several people. Now, last night on that live, he did say basically, and I heard what he said. He said that the bloggers that he sent it to, we don't speak truth to power. And I said on my live, this is not no truth to power situation. I don't feel that this is a truth to power. This is not Enron. This is not lead paint in Baltimore. This ain't the Flint water crisis. This is two people falling out. So this is not a truth to power situation. Now, if that other blogger, his friend or whatever, if she feels like she's like the Aaron Brockovich of YouTube, she can be that. No one is telling, anybody, girl, you can't be out here, capping or doing whatever you need to do. Baby, run with it. Go for it. That's your thing. You are the spokesperson. I'm not trying to tell you you can't do that. I'm just telling you what Thais is not doing.
Do you feel like there was a rift? Something that AT2 said last night I think that you said that you didn't even know there was an issue, but do you think there was an issue with you saying, I don't want any parts of the audio. I don't want to talk about the audio. I don't care to be sued. Do you think that Larry had an issue with you saying that?
Yeah, well, yeah, that was articulated to me. But see, the situation was had I come out, see, the thing was I did not push back on the fact that William was incorrect. Well, William lied. That's the problem. I didn't push back on that. And so that's where the problem came in, Cruiser, because William said that audio was something that it was not. At the Cheesecake Factory, he heard it, and then he came out and did his live and said, oh, no, that's not what was on there at all. However, Cruiser, I did say at that time, William is shoring up his relationship with the Jordans by doing that. I did say that. So all William did was William went on and said that that audio didn't say anything like it was said after hearing it. Now, I was supposed to come out and say William is a liar. That would have caused a problem between me and William. We would have started going back and forth. And then I'm also reiterating the fact that yes, there's an audio that exists, and yes, I heard it. So I was caught in a place of oh my God, so that's why it was kind of like when black people say I'm Bennett and I ain't like, listen, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. But my thing with all of that with Larry was that one situation caused you to feel that one thing after I have been here the whole time supporting you and allowing you to, you come to my platform. That one thing caused all of that energy. So yeah, that's all I was saying, Cruiser.
And you had already made it clear prior to that you wasn't feeling comfortable. Or you like, look, listen, this ain't my fight. I recall because you did on my panel. You were like, y'all better, and you almost was trying to tell all of us, look, can't tell y'all what to do, but y'all may want to leave this alone.
No,
at the time I didn't understand, but
because none of us asked me, Marcellus, none of us solicited the information. We didn't ask for anything. We were just sent this information, and so when you send something and then there's an expectation for something you didn't even ask for, that's a lot of expectation.
Yeah. And that was honorable for you to say that to even people that you don't talk to every day. You were like, look, my suggestion to everybody is to leave this alone. You said that. You said that even prior to.
I'm not about to be out here on these streets putting my life, because let me explain something. There's a lot of things people don't know. There's some people that are dangerous, Cruiser, that are in ministry. There's a lot of former gangsters and pimps and people and unalivers that are in ministry. So you have to be careful out here when you're out here on these YouTube. So you see these people in the chat, what they're going to do is they're going to pump you up and tell you you're the greatest. You're the Annalise Keating of YouTube. But when stuff break loose on you, who can you really go to? Who can you go and get some help from? Protection, money, you have to really think about who am I going to be able to lean on if something should break loose.
Absolutely. And I have seen this whole social media thing literally change people's lives, jobs lost. I've seen people locked up. And then talking about that thing about money, one person that I know, met in person, well, he had to spend out a lot of money, time off work, trying to retain folks to do this and do that and have an attorney, spend a lot of money. Now he won the case, but the money that he put into it almost make me feel like he lost the case, because the money that he put into it, he could have been using for his own personal use rather than making some attorney richer over some YouTube social media stuff that literally didn't have anything to do with him, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking at this case, and I'll be honest with you, a few people that were watching that live with me yesterday, some of my inner circle, we were watching the live yesterday, and people did not understand this 360 of the blogger yesterday talking about they want to mediate, like you go from like tearing somebody to pieces to now it seems like you're waving a white flag almost.
In one day.
And one day,
one day. Just the day before, he was mad at YouTubers for not talking about it, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all ain't talking about it. Y'all talk about everything. It's like, okay. And then the next day, it was like, well, we're going to let it go.
But the thing about it is this, Cruiser, to me, my little inner circle, because we were watching that because we were watching the video because I was told about the comment about truth and power, because I don't watch that blogger. I don't. And so I was told like about the truth of power. So then I went over there, and of course, we all do. I backed it up to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I brought it back to the beginning, and then I'm listening to it, and I'm like, this is crazy because how do you think somebody is going to allow you to mediate something for them when you have brought people on your show that has said that this man has molested his son, he molested his
Well,
brother?
on my show, we don't. I know that's what was said, but we don't skip over that part.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but
yeah, anything pertaining to children, even if they're adults now, I don't
okay.
bring
So
anybody. Yeah, but I
I'll say it
understand what
like
you're
this.
saying. Yeah,
I'll say it like this, Cruiser. I didn't know that was your policy. Forgive me.
that's okay. Mhm.
But when these serious allegations have been made, and then now you're talking about you want to be a mediator, that was crazy to me. I just didn't understand that. A lot of people in my little inner circle was feeling like, well, did something happen that we don't know about behind the scenes? Because that was a 360 and a 180 together.
And
Yeah,
that's been
because a
my
lot of
thing.
people, if there's going to be something like that, they would want to go to a show. They would want to go somewhere where the person is neutral, so they can get a fair thing. So yeah, yeah,
Well, I
a
really
lot of people
feel
are
that.
wondering about that whole, waving the white flag. What happened? What was the change of heart? I felt like Larry didn't want to do it, although I felt like Conscious wanted to play the audios. I feel like Larry didn't want to play the audios, and maybe he convinced them not to. What are your
And
thoughts, AT2? What do you think? Go
and
ahead.
when I say Cruiser, when I say a lot of people got this audio, I know how many people was sent the audio. But do you really think that a lot of these people or whoever may have audio, it ain't gonna be sent to an extra person or two? Because some people do that. That's how stuff gets
Mm-hmm.
leaked out. You
Yeah.
cannot expect that all of this stuff is gonna stay with the people it was sent to. That's just not how it goes. And
Mm-hmm.
so eventually, even the man on the show, the former member, he predicted it's going to be leaked by March.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said on the show. By February or March, it's going to be leaked. And
I
I
wonder if he
predicted,
has it.
I don't know.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm not sitting here thinking that only the people that it was sent to are the
Mm-hmm.
only people that have it.
Okay.
Because sometimes, I'll be honest with you, sometimes a person will be like, well, let me let you listen to it. And
Mm-hmm.
how do you know the person's not recording it on their phone when you let them listen to it?
True.
So it's like,
Rumor has it that that's how when somebody may have had a recorder. That's how I got. Well, let me leave that alone. I don't want to get no subpoenas around here.
what I can say is this: what's on that audio would end your whole complete entire life. It would. Your whole life would be over with, as you know it, especially from a prophetic and ministry pastoral standpoint. Your life would be over. You would have no credibility on the streets at all.
But people survive scandal.
Oh no, you won't survive. You won't survive that. No, not at
My
all.
Lord.
Oh Lord.
Oh
Wow.
hell no,
I
you
kind of
can
feel
survive that.
that
Listen. I need one of them exclusive signs. Wow.
No, you can
Okay.
survive. No, that's like that's ending stuff. That's like your whole thing will be over with. Because
Let me say this: a little hunchy, a little adult hunchy adult is like, for me. Okay, people survive that. Financial problems, owe a little money to the tax man. People survive that. But you're saying that what's on here is not one of those. Okay, he was just doing a little hunchy.
what I'm saying is what's on there would put you in a light where people would just have to literally walk away from you. Like, I'm not talking about anything involving no minors. I'm not talking about anything concerning nothing like that. But everything would be, something concerning adults. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
that's just a situation. Whereas you couldn't even refute it because it's your voice. And what makes it so crazy, Cruiser, is that your voice is so distinctive. You can't even say, well, that don't sound like him. He has a very distinctive voice. He does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, do I want the audios? If the audios come out and I hear it for myself, I'm not doing commentary on a whole lot of hearsay. But if they come out,
But why?
I'll probably
Here's
talk
my
about it.
thing. Why would you do commentary when you know they probably gonna be they gonna see each other at the mall and be kissing on the cheek again? Like that's kind of like my thing. Like I almost feel like the reason why CTV did his video today is because Larry probably wants to make up with him, or they probably already have talked about reconciling and then
No,
squashing this
no.
whole thing.
82. No, baby. None of this. I ain't no reconciling with this because um when some of the things that have been said by these people that are coming on these platforms, it's
Mm-hmm.
very damaging to your brand. It really is. So ain't nobody, I don't think
Mm.
nobody
It
is trying to,
is,
So you
yeah.
don't think they're gonna
but there was another
reconcile?
situation where something was said, and they're cool with that person now.
Oh yeah, but there was a means for that. There was a purpose for that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a purpose.
Mm.
Like I said, the Better Blogger Collective. A lot of people were saying, I know Tasha Global, who I'm cool with now, but Tasha Global and another blogger was on here and they were saying that Bishop Jordan had wanted to do that years ago. He had wanted to do that years ago. And I said he might have wanted to do a Better Blogger thing years ago. But this scenario was different because of the circumstances that surrounded it. There was a purpose for bringing those bloggers together. And it was not for them to become, Charlie Kirks of the church sector.
Hmm.
There was a purpose and a means for them coming together.
The lounge, Atlanta says, just asking, do the bishop have a large following? I don't think necessarily on social media. So are you, the lounge, are you asking on social media, or are you asking at his church, however it's structured, or however it's set up, or both?
I don't know. The bishop don't have no, it ain't nothing like no. He has a follow. I mean, he has people that follow him, but it ain't on like a Jamal Bryan level or TD Chase. No, nothing like that. No,
Okay.
yeah, nothing like that. People have survived much worse. Look at Jimmy Swagger. I mean, I'm not even gonna answer that. Okay, so like I said, Cruiser, when you have situations like what's on that audio, it would be ending of whatever you have going on.
And I agree with the person that said that about. That's what I keep saying to people. I have, over the years that I have been involved in church, watch, from mega church to the local church down the street, people surviving in ministry, all types of stuff. I mean, loyal people to you is loyal people to you. But again, I ain't heard the audio, so I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know what devastation and trauma and upsetness and that could be or not be there. So I can't speak to that, but I understand people who said that people survive scandal.
Well, let me just reiterate, because I know you got to get up out of here, Cruiser. Thais is not hurt. Thais is nobody's fool. There is no issue with me and Larry. There is no bad blood. And as far as that other blog is concerned, whatever they have in their mind concerning me, him, and Larry, that don't have nothing to do with me. I don't look at it as a three-way or three. I look at all of my friendships, collaborations, virtual as with me and the person. I don't have an issue with that person.
Okay.
Their issue is with me. That's why I always said I've never done anything to that blogger ever. So that tells you what the issue is. The issue is on their side to me, not the other way around, because I never did nothing to you. Only thing I've done was super chatted Larry Reed, I guess, one too many times in the early days. So that's all I've done.
Well, this is also interesting, and we're gonna see where it goes. We're gonna see where it goes. It's, I appreciate you coming up and chatting with us this morning.
I appreciate you. Well, I can tell you that the audio will be leaked. You can say, "Oh, Thais said it that morning on Cruises." The audio will be leaked, and there will be massive repercussions, and it's going to be like an earthquake, a seismic earthquake. There are two ways this is going to go, Cruiser. A and B. B is catastrophic. A is semi-catastrophic. So, we'll see how it goes when it happens.
We gonna see. This is what Thais said on January 4th. Is today the 14th? January 14th, around 9:06 Eastern Standard Time. He said the audios will be leaked and it will be catastrophic.
Somebody said if Eddie Long survives, so will Jordan. I gotta go. That's my cue. Love you, Cruiser. Bye.
All right. Enjoy you. Keep doing them good videos, please. Keep feeding us those videos. You know which ones I'm talking about.
And everybody is welcome at the official Thais Report. I am not the person these people be. Cruiser can testify to that. I am not this creation that these people create in these chats. I'm not.
And the Thai Squad is guarded. But once they realize that you don't mean them no harm, I've been talking
to them. Yeah, I've been talking to them, Cruiser. We've been having some new member classes and training with them. I've been retraining them and stuff. So hopefully they'll get better. But
don't pull them too hard off the wall, because sometimes that's just
Oh no, they're gonna be they armed with heavy artillery. They stay armed, so they're not gonna never get off the wall.
Real quick, I used to, and one of the members was in my chat earlier, Detroit 313. It's some people. Are you familiar with Sean Bradley?
No, I'm not.
Okay, Sean Bradley. He has club chat. He's from the beef sector. He has this. I mean, it's a strong core group of people. These people travel to London and in Australia and all about. That's how strong they are. And club chat is the same way. You listen. When I first met them, some of them I met them in person. Some of them wouldn't look my way and talk to me. So that's a strong. I love when people can be a content creator and build a strong community of people. I don't think that's a bad thing. And so I've gotten some slack when I came over there, but I've never been offended because I'm one that understands people who are loyal to people. I get it.
Yeah.
So, it ain't personal about me. It's about them. It's about them. They enjoy you as their content creator. It's just, like I said, it's the same thing that the tribe feels about Really Be TV, so, it is what it is, but the discussions that go on, the politics and what's going on around in our world, the fact that you let that guy up there that was a Rump supporter, and let him say his piece, it's some good conversations. And so y'all should come around Thais, come around official Thais Reports. You'll enjoy yourself, especially if you like real life talk, stuff that we need to hear. Stuff in the headlines, that type thing.
Yes, and you will be more than welcome. If you are blocked, I see people, if you are blocked, there's probably a reason why you were blocked. What I tell people to do is, when you are blocked, if you've got blocked and you got unblocked, when you come back, just come in and sit down. Do not come in too hot. That's I think that'd be the problem with people. They come in too hot. And Cruiser, I'm sure they do it over here. They come in too hot, and you have to either time them out or block them.
Mm-hmm.
People they come in a little too hot. So I'll look into some of these names.
Email them your because that's the easiest way to unblock somebody, is to get the email so you can just click on their link.
Let me know, and I'll forward it over to the unblock department, and they'll. It takes 3 to 4 working days, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming in. I got to get going here. So I definitely appreciate you coming on. It's been a good discussion, and I'll see you around. Like I said, something juicy happened. I'll be finding me a spot.
All right. Bon voyage. Right. And you and your daughter have a great trip.
All right. And you continue to get better.
I am. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. This has been a good conversation this morning. I'm glad I did it. Like I said, I started not to come on. I see y'all in the chat. I ain't gonna go through y'all comments. I started not to come on, and then I said, you know what? I recap, and that's what the subscribers in this particular area, that's what they want me to do. That's what they come here to see me do. I enjoy doing it. So I said, well, let me do this. Now, am I going to recap everything? No, it has to be at my discretion. It has to be what I'm comfortable with. It has to be what I want to do. And we already know that everybody already knows the things that I'm not comfortable with, but the things that I am, I will recap. And so listen, we're gonna see where all this goes. Is the audio gonna come out? Is the audio not gonna come out? The gentleman that was on Conscious TV, according to what Thais said, he said it's gonna come out in March. Come around here in March. What I gotta do in March? I think I'm free in March. Thais said it's gonna come, and it's gonna be catastrophic, career ending. Well, he didn't say career ending. I added that, but But thank y'all once again for coming in. Listen, I'm going to be putting out when I am doing another group cruise. So y'all look out for dates for that. I'm still trying to put that together, but I would love for y'all to come with me. I may be joining AT2 in Vegas. I may be joining him over there in Vegas. So y'all look out for that. We still working on that. And thank y'all so much. Pray for me, traveling mercies. And I will see 2027, Tracy, 2027. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But y'all look out for that. And also, by email only, I will be giving y'all with the promoter. If Major Boyce is still in here, he know the promoter I'm talking about, Jam. I'm just say that. I ain't gonna say with him that I partner with sometime. I'll be putting out some of his stuff so you can join. If you like old school stuff, people around 40 and up. If you're 30 and you got a little old and mature mind, you can join us for opportunities to travel. Not just by cruise. We also do out of the country by land and in the country by land. So I'll be putting out the opportunities for that. But thank y'all so much for coming in. Thank y'all for engaging in the chat. Thank you for liking this video. Please like the video. Please, please, please like the video. And I'm glad that I delayed some because now let me see if I can find them. How do you find your start comments? You get to it. Oh, I want to call out the super chats, but I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to do it. And I just sent that by mistake, y'all. Don't pay that no attention. Well, thank you everyone for a super chat. I used to know how to do it, but now I don't. So thank you everybody for the super chats. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate your support. And y'all remember to live in peace on purpose. I wish I knew how to do this, show my super chats so I could thank people. Oh. That bothers me that I can't do it. But y'all know I'm very thankful. Thank you. I'll make sure I know how to do it next time. Y'all live in peace on purpose and remember, no matter what you're going through, all is well.